Hey guys, Dr. Conklin here at Animalia. I want to thank everyone who answered our survey that we sent out a while back. We were asking for some of your feedback on some tips or information you wanted to hear from us on these videos, and there was a whole bunch of you who responded and gave us a really good idea of what you're looking for. One of the top things you were asking about were some fear-free travel tips specific to the dog for riding in the car. If you are a patient and client of ours, you know we are fear-free certified professionals here, and what that means is we try to minimize stress and fear and anxiety in everything we do inside the animal hospital. But there's lots of things you can do to minimize fear and anxiety in everyday activities as well. So that's what we're going to go over today, a fear-free approach for riding in the car with your dog. So first things first, getting in the car and thinking about going somewhere. Some things to consider that you might be able to anticipate beforehand. Does your dog get motion sick? That can be anywhere along the lines from nausea to full-on vomiting, but it can make a trip very unpleasant. There are some really fantastic prescription medications we have that can help your dog with that. There's also some over-the-counter options we can script out, so make sure you reach out to your veterinarian sooner than later, because if it goes on long enough, your dog's just going to look at the car and think about how nauseous they are when they're in there, and that's not fun for anybody involved. So make sure you get on top of that sooner than later. Secondarily, let's think about how nervous they already are in the car. Much like your doctor might prescribe you a little something if you're nervous for flying and you know you're going to be going on a long journey. We can do that for our patients here too. We have some very good options for anti-anxiety medications that we can give your dog before they're on a trip here or really on a family vacation, any car ride that they might be nervous about. So give us a call if you're interested and we can give you some more information about that as well. As far as getting in the car, it can be somewhat anxiety-filled, especially if a dog is arthritic or painful, being picked up, doesn't like being picked up. So there are some good options. You may have seen them already. There are some ramps and things of that nature that you can get to connect to the back end of a SUV specifically. There's also some stair-type ramps that you can use in the side of a sedan. A lot of these things can be found online, I'd imagine. And if they're nervous even using the ramp, you can just kind of take one of the tricks that we use here in the hospital. A little bit of squeeze cheese up the ramp, maybe some treats inside the car, inside the crate to help coax them in so you don't have to quite kind of manhandle them as much when they're getting in the car. If you do have to pick them up and put them in, that's fine. Just be gentle. Make sure you're not grabbing them tight in a spot where they might be painful or uncomfortable and place them into the area where they're going to ride. The other thing you may consider is, especially in this hot weather, is what's the temperature like? It's not a bad idea to turn the air conditioning on for a couple minutes before your dog gets in. The first 10 minutes of a ride can be pretty excruciating with long hair when it's really, really hot, especially if they're way in the back of a car or anything like that. So make the temperature as comfortable as you can. So as far as riding in the car, we get the question a lot, what's the safest place for them to be? The best thing we can do is secure an approved wire or plastic crate very well inside a car and allow your dog to ride inside that crate. You can put a comfortable bed or blanket in there if that's okay with them, maybe some comforting toys from home, a peanut butter Kong, something like that just to kind of ease them while they're inside the crate. But a secured crate in the back seat of a car or the back of an SUV is going to be by far the safest thing that we can do. Secondarily, there are some approved harnesses that you can find on pet supply websites and stores. Typically what happens, it's a harness just like you use for walking, but it has an attachment that hooks into the seatbelt socket to keep them securely in one place. This is a great option, especially if your dog is already wary of the crate and doesn't like the crate, or if they're just too nervous to be in there during the ride and they want a little bit more freedom, but it still creates some safety for you driving and for them in a back seat. As far as destination, that's something good to think about. We never want it that your dog's just getting in the car to come see us at the vet hospital. We try to make things as smooth and fear-free and anti-anxiety as possible, but we are aware of the fact that most times when they're coming here, they might be having something done that they're not necessarily going to love, whether that be a blood draw, vaccines, nail trims, things of that nature. So make sure you're getting your dog in the car for more than just veterinary visits. Take them to the dog park, take them swimming, take them to a friend's house. I just learned about this website called sniffspot.com, which is really cool. It's essentially just an Airbnb for backyards for dogs. So you can kind of rent by the hour or pay by the dog, depending on the location, for your dog to play in a fenced-in backyard. Some of the backyards even have swimming pools in it. So if your dog wants a little bit of a swimming break, they would love that. So check that out and see if that's an option for you. I think that would be great for dogs that are maybe other dog fractious that can't go to dog parks, or if they don't have a good recall, you don't feel safe with them just in an open space without a fence, and you yourself don't have a fenced in backyard. So check that out. The other thing we encourage always, and you've heard this from us 1,000 times, is happy visits to the vet hospital. We love when you guys bring your dogs by. We can give them some treats, a couple kisses on the face, maybe let them run around in our grounds and play ball, and that way they're not associating our parking lot every single time with a vet visit, and they might be a little stressed out about. So I hope these were helpful. If you'd like more information, definitely go to the webpage for Fear Free Certified Professionals. It's fearfreepets.com. There's some great information on there for owners as well. Continue to keep letting us know what you want to hear about, and check back soon for any future videos that we can give you more tips that you want to know about. Have a great day, guys.